The chaos and tragedy in Kabul forced a delay in the first meeting ever between Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and President Biden.
And we're also going to discuss the threat from Iran and our commitment to ensure Iran never develops a nuclear weapon. But we're putting diplomacy first and seeing where that takes us. But if diplomacy fails, we're ready to turn to other options.
These very days illustrate what the world would look like if a radical Islamic regime acquired a nuclear weapon. That marriage would be a nuclear nightmare for the entire world. Iran is the world's #1 exporter of terror, instability, and human rights violations. And as we sit here right now, the Iranians are spinning their centrifuges in Natanz and Fordo, and we got to stop it.
Bennett met earlier with Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Before leaving Israel, Bennett said Iran is acting like a bully in the region, and he wants the U.S. to get tough.
I will tell President Biden that now is the time to halt the Iranians, to stop this thing, not to give them a rescue line in the form of re-entering a nuclear deal that has already expired and is not relevant, even to those who thought it was once relevant.
Biden wants to re-enter the Iranian nuclear deal, but the talks stalled recently. Since then, Iran has a new hardline president and is rapidly advancing its uranium enrichment, far beyond what was allowed in the original deal, the JCPOA. Israel says it's only a matter of weeks before Iran will have what it needs to make a nuclear bomb. Bennett says he has a plan for Biden.
We will present an organized plan that we have built in the past 2 months to stop the Iranians in the nuclear dimension and in regards to its regional aggression.
While Bennett was in the U.S., Defense Minister Benny Gantz briefed 60 ambassadors in Israel.
As a military background person, no one is seeking to have wars, but sometimes those in need. And we should not allow Iran to become nuclear military capable.
Former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Michael Oren, says one of the ways to stop Iran is by hitting its economy.
Striking at its oil industry would hurt Iran. It doesn't have to involve civilian casualties, but Israel could deal a very severe blow to the Iranian economy.
Oren tells CBN News this meeting between Bennett and Biden is crucial for Israel.
Israel has to make clear to the United States that it will never be bound by the Iran nuclear deal, that we'll never give up our freedom of action.
Alpha.